Hey Jacob, do you know what time it is? That's when you answered, Jacob. Do you know what time it is?
Probably 6:20 right now.
It's 6:33 on a Thursday, even though this airs on Friday. But no, it is time.
Wait, don't you mean it's a 6:30 on a Friday?
Yes, because this is live and uncut to you every
We're
Friday.
Live.
We're live, and what time is it? It's time for...
Me to get a watch.
It's clobbering time. It's all kinds of times everywhere, depending on who you ask. But in this current situation, it is time for On the Podcast, episode 3.
Totally uncut, uncensored,
coming at you in your face,
just unleashed,
up your butt, in your eye, in your ear. We come at you from all directions, kind of like a gangbang.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, hey, sup? Welcome to On the Podcast. I am Tyler. That's me. I'm Tyler. And I'm mobbing with the
Jacob.
Man, you were the most, like,
I was
you were
that
never on the ball.
To just be like, I'm also Tyler. And I'm also balling with Tyler.
Mobbing.
Nah, I'm balling with Tyler.
Like, you're never on the ball for anything.
Nah. Yeah.
So yeah, you listen to our weekly podcast. So without further ado, let's kick it to the theme song, and then we'll be back in 30 seconds.
See ya.
And let's kick it again. And now that we have successfully filled in more time by playing the theme song twice, which means it's double the awesome, you are back to listen to us talk about, stuff.
Everything.
So we always kind of started off with a couple questions, but usually ask Jacob what's been going on in his life.
Age, sex, location.
Age, sex, location. Man, I gotta tell you though, yesterday, me and my buddy, Tyler, but he never listens to this podcast. Yes, it's actually just me. It's not another guy named Tyler. I just have a personality disorder like in Killer 7. But, yeah, we were sitting around and we were kind of reliving old memories, old websites and stuff that we went to or were part of. And I miss those days. I miss those nerdy internet days.
When you were in high school.
Yeah. You reminded me of that with the age, sex, location, because that was always the first thing you asked people on the internet. But, yeah. So
I still do.
Yeah. So, what's up?
Well, currently I'm playing with some G.I. Joes, but...
Yeah, but that's every day.
Long term, I've been doing good.
Yeah,
So what have I been doing well? I've been doing some drawing, drawing people, I had to get a book photocopied, like certain pages, because since the school can't allow a teacher to sit, you know how art books, generally almost all of them that feature models, for some reason they don't have clothed models and there's always nude models in it to draw?
Yeah, that's the only reason I like art.
None of the books can be lended out to me, so he has to photocopy, the pages I wanted, facial stuff.
You only wanted the nude stuff.
Yeah. So that's why I asked him to get me. Besides that, I ordered some more games.
What games?
I don't know if we talked about the games or no. I don't think we did. Did we talk about?
I don't remember 5 minutes ago, let alone last week.
Because like whenever we ordered Catherine, Dragon Age 2, and then Sonic Riders, and on top of that, I myself bought Assassin's Creed 3, and then I ordered Halo Reach. And then I finally got my Roxio, so anytime now I can do videos on www.youtube.com/menandclogs.
You know, you reminded me of something. I actually need to shout out Gabe for the theme song. I meant to do that right after the theme song, but then we started talking. I'll let you get back to your life in a second. I just gotta shout out to my sponsors right quick. So, if you like that theme song that you listened to twice in this podcast, why don't you follow Gabe, who made the theme song, on Twitter at Dungeon Studio NY, or go to his SoundCloud, which is www.soundcloud.com/Gabriel-Vinyls, that's VINYLZ, or like his Facebook page, www.facebook.com/The Dungeon Studio. He makes bitchin' music for reasonable prices, plus he has a kid and he's poor, so go give him money, shower him with riches. Alright, now that that's over with. Alright,
you can also donate to me.
You can also donate to really either of us. We wouldn't complain. I mean, you can donate to Jacob. I'm just going to beat him up and take his money anyway. So
well, really, it's digital money. You can't really take it then.
I'll take it. I'll hack your account. I'm in your computer hacking it and stuff. So, right. Yeah. So anything else been going on in your...
Well, no, not really. Just getting some games. Getting ready to record. I would be recording soon, but... They failed to tell me that the Roxio didn't come with the right cables, and then I didn't really have the money to get more, and apparently no one in our town really sells component cables. Apparently, well then I guess since they're not like 1080i, I think, and you know HDMI's came out, there's really no point to them, kind of obsolete. Yeah.
You're having a rough go with things.
Yeah.
Dem feels.
Yeah.
Well, enough about you. Let's talk about me. What am I doing? Well, I'm not really doing much of anything. Actually, been kind of giving game design / programming or whatever a serious pondering. I don't know if did we talk about me ordering a computer last week?
I don't think.
Well, I financed a computer. But yeah, that should be here by like March 3rd or something. Or close to there. But besides that, I've just been doing the same stuff I do every week, which is pretty much absolutely nothing. Going to work, hearing Skrillex play at work, which is funny because the store is pretty much populated mostly by old people. Like the customers, so you get to hear Skrillex. But we talked about that before, I think, on the first one, so I won't. So I guess without further ado, let's get into the what you're playing, because I always like to check in on you to see what you've been playing.
It's funny because I really haven't been playing anything. I occasionally, when I'm not doing a bit of art, I've been playing a bit of GTA. But like I said, I bought a bunch of games. We'll soon be playing.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a weekly thing where I ask you what you're playing. So even if it's the same thing, like I've pretty much been playing Bravely Default, and that's it. With that said, Donkey Kong Country comes out tomorrow, so by next week I will have played that. And, you know, the saddest news of the week for me is that apparently Earth Defense Force is out, unless a Wikipedia page...
Yeah, I do believe... Well, actually,
I thought it came out next week, but maybe it's already out. Well, anyway, when it comes out isn't really important. What's important is the fact that this is literally one of my most anticipated games of the year, and series. I can't play it now because I'm going to play with our older brother, but because it's only on old, like, last gen, we don't currently have a means to play it because, like, my PlayStation broke a while back, and he sent his PlayStation to our other brother who... His PlayStation broke, so now my older brother doesn't have a PlayStation 3 anymore. If you're following this, good for you, because I think I may have just confused Jacob.
Yeah,
but we're having issues. So
I have a 360, but I don't have the money to buy it.
We ain't gonna. I don't know when Earth Defense Force 2025 will be played by myself, but it's gonna be. It's only a matter of time. It sucks knowing that the game's out there, or is coming out, depending. I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, all those freaking bugs to destroy.
There's ants and robot ants and spiders and robot spiders.
Weren't there robots called like? They for some reason they had a weird English name, like not like British English, but like just something like you named your child in North America, and they're like Toms or something, and I'm like I was like, well, not like the shoes, but I was like, why are they that name? But it's crazy. That was 2017 was a crazy game. I remember like one level I think I was playing. I put it on like a harder difficulty, and I'm just sitting in the middle of the city, and a bunch of like, buildings start falling, and I notice all the robots are kind of like in a ring, slowly coming towards me, like and they're extremely slow, but they pack a huge punch, and I'm like, I don't have like enough time to push them back, so I'm like, well, I'm just awaiting my doom now.
Let's just make this an entire. Let's just change the name to On the Earth Defense Force podcast, and every week we will just discuss Earth Defense Force. Since we're talking about memorable moments, let me throw out my first experience with it. At Blockbuster, rest in peace. Actually, being able to rent games. We were there. The older brother, of course, when he was home that one time. Like, we need a game to play. So we're just looking, and it's so hard to find split screen games nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, they exist, but like with the internet and all that shit, it's much harder to find split screen. But we found this game, Earth Defense Force 2017, which is funny to me because that game's gonna happen in like 3 years.
Yep.
So
I'm terrified.
In 3 years, get ready to blast some ants.
Well, at least the Europe. Actually, I don't even know what countries are involved in 2017, but I remember I think in the Europe one, Europe was involved. Actually, the U.S. was involved in 2017 at one point, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
I think one of the teams you played. So basically, we're gonna have to rely on the U.S., Japan, and Europe, or like Britain, to save us from like giant bugs and robots.
Well, I trust Japan to protect us from giant.
They already have mechs, in the U.S. as nukes.
They've been dealing with Godzilla for years.
So we got Godzilla and mechs. We got the U.S. with nukes, and then Britain's gonna come in with like decommissioned ships.
Bad breath, and terrible teeth.
The ants and the spiders will be grossed out by them.
Yeah. So my first memory, I pick up this game. It's just a random game. It looks kind of stupid. Turn it on, start the game, pick a rocket launcher, shoot a rocket, the buildings collapse. And I'm like, huh. And it was from that moment on that I was in love with this series.
One of my favorite moments I remember was when I unlocked basically most of the weapons, and I like get this like, I think missile launcher that just shoots the actual laser that I believe the robot shoot. You know, it has limited ammo and is a really slow like cooldown time, so I'm like, wonder what this does. It just fires a giant laser. I'm like, holy crap! And just take out a bunch of buildings. And I'm like, now there's this giant robot in front of me, and I can't do anything to it.
Yeah, it was quite an experience. Now in this new one, they added a couple more classes. There's one that actually apparently can drop or call in airstrikes, and then there's another. He's kind of like a better version of I call him the tank in Insect Armageddon. I can't remember what his official name was. He was just a really slow guy with lots of firepower. But now apparently he can have like 2 Gatling guns. And I think he's the one that has like the big giant swords and stuff. I'm like, I gotta quote our older brother when I like posted a link on his Facebook talking about the classes. And he goes, it was like this game was made just for us. But yeah. So everybody should pick up Earth Defense Force because I wrote an article very recently on the blog, which I forgot to advertise. Man, I've been.
It should be called On the Blog.
I shit up the advertising on this one. I didn't advertise the blog at all. www.onthegamely.blogspot.com, a video game blog which gets at least 2 posts a week, although to be fair, one of them is the podcast. And then there's a weekly news roundup on Saturdays. But I always try to throw in another post or two through the week. Always looking for writers. So now that we've advertised that, I wrote a post.
We won't pay you.
I wrote a post recently about what, like, the thing that games should focus on in general is gameplay. And I mentioned, I'm pretty sure I mentioned Earth Defense Force in it. Because Earth Defense Force is a perfect example of that, of my point. I'm all for artsy games.
Yeah.
There's games I love that have very minimal gameplay, like almost every Jack King Spooner game is like that. But if you sat me down and was like, pick one aspect of games that's the most important, it has to be the gameplay.
Yeah.
Like, you can have a game with crappy graphics and crappy music and visuals, but if the game's super fun to play, it doesn't matter. Now, if it's the other way, yeah, I can forgive a game with crappy gameplay if it does everything else well, but the best games in the world do everything well. Like your Metal Gears, your Journey, your... what else? Whatever. But Earth Defense Force is one of those games that's so cheaply done and doesn't look as good as, like...
But it has that amazing... Like, the textures may be kind of crappy, but at the same time, and it just feels so great to literally just sit there while these giant robots are slowly walking towards you, just shoot down all these buildings and be like, you know what's sad? I destroyed more of the city than the actual...
Yeah, I laid waste to the entire city just for fun, just to get rid of one ant.
I can say that probably that game has probably some of the hardest bosses, like those mech T-Rex things that just walk in, and especially when there's 2 of them, are like really hard to beat. Because I think at one point, not only do they just slowly walk at you, I think at one point they like run at you, and you're just this little man running around. I know there's vehicles, but I don't know if you've ever used the vehicles that much, but they're kind of good, but at the same time they're kind of crappy, because the speeder bike thing has a really small like health bar, and if you hit like 1 or 2 objects, it just blows up.
Well, that series is just pure gameplay. Although that's not to say that it doesn't do anything else well, because if you listen to the dialogue, it is funny, and it's meant to be cheesy, and that's entertaining. But I wouldn't say like, well, the visuals or whatever. It doesn't really matter because you're blowing up buildings anyway. There's no point in putting a lot of detail into the buildings because chances are they're all gonna fall. But
so some of the buildings are kind of cool because some of them you can actually go upstairs on and hide.
Yeah.
And like protect yourself, which is nice.
But but it doesn't really do like the music well. Outside of the main menu music for Insect Armageddon, which is amazing, I don't exactly sit and listen to the EDF soundtrack.
I like 2017's main theme and some of the battle themes.
The main themes in these games seem to be really good. Like, I love the Insect Armageddon main menu.
And I love the voice actor 2017. Like, at least the English one, just because they're really dramatic. Like, it isn't just like there's aliens. It's like, there's aliens!
Well, I like some of the memes and stuff, like, and internet jokes they throw in. Like, I don't know if it's 2017, where there's a soldier that goes, "What is this? I don't even..." And it's just like the memes. Just like, it's meant to be cheesy. If you can't enjoy EDF and you're a serious gamer, I don't know what to say to you.
Kind of like a scary game. Like, not scary, but scary in the fact that you've never played a game where you're just kind of chilling on a beach and you don't know what's happening. It's like suddenly these giant robots are walking out of the water and you're like, I don't know what to do. Like,
I've kind of, I don't know, I must have got you into Earth Defense Force, didn't I? Yeah, like, I've only given it to a few people. I've given it to you, a friend that I knew at work, and then whatever. But, like, both of you became big fans of the game. Like, it's one of those games that unless you're, like, one of these graphic douchebags that can't appreciate a game just for being fun. But I've never had someone say a bad thing about it.
Its multiplayer is actually kind of fun too.
Oh, you gotta play
like
it
the
with a friend.
deathmatch thing.
Oh,
I mean like the story mode also, but I mean like just the deathmatch is kind of fun because the maps are really big actually.
yeah. Well, now that we've spent a long time talking about our defense force, should we just kick this off with today? Although really it was yesterday when you're listening to this. But as of recording this, it is Kurt Cobain's birthday.
And Rihanna's, but that's not as important.
And Rihanna's, most importantly. The more talented person, Rihanna, is still alive, and she's celebrating her birthday right now.
I don't know how old she is, but
who gives a shit? I don't even.
She's not that good anymore.
I'm not like a celebrity worship type of dude, but like there's certain celebrities I obviously admire, and like Kurt Cobain was one of them. So, just want to shout out that Kurt Cobain would be how old? Like
47.
47 today. Yeah, he'd be 47 years old.
Yep.
Like that's nuts. Wonder what he'd be doing. That was a kind of I'll just kind of say one thing about Kurt Cobain. I kind of always wondered what he'd be doing, because at the end of his career, he kind of was drifting away a little bit from Nirvana, and like his last recorded stuff was, well, they had the one Nirvana song, You're Right, but like he recorded a bunch of like acoustic songs and whatnot. Like I don't think Kurt would have kept doing Nirvana, but I mean only he would know. But it would have been neat to see what he became.
Other guys of Nirvana now.
Well, Dave Grohl's in Foo Fighters, and Dave Grohl's a legend himself. Like he's carved out his own little thing for himself. And Chris is, I don't know if Chris is in a band again, but he was in a band that didn't really go anywhere. And then he went into politics, and I'm not sure what he's doing now. But, yeah, there you go, the more you know. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing now, Novoselic. I'm not sure. Somebody listening to this podcast, tell me what he's doing, because I don't really want to look it up. You got anything to say? I know it was a little...
Yeah, it was, 3 years?
Yeah, before your time, first of all, but I mean, I don't really hear a lot of people talking about Nirvana. Well, actually, that's not true. There's a couple of people at work and whatnot that I know like Nirvana. Yeah.
I see people mention, like, music-based stuff when they mention, like, older bands. More or less they mention Cobain than whole Nirvana, but...
It just trips me out that they're an old band now. But that happens as you get older. It's like, all of a sudden you're like, man, I remember this band, and everyone else like, man, they're old, and it's like, shit, I'm old.
Yeah. Everyone gets old.
Really? Well, thank you, Jacob. Is that scientifically proven?
No, not really. Not until Bill Nye has a debate about it.
Bill, you gotta love Bill Nye. He's essentially come through the door blasting on everything.
He's decided he's just angry. He's like, nope, nobody even decided to even care about my show because no one listens to all the things I taught them. So now I'm gonna just blast everyone I see and make them watch.
So now he's on climate change.
Yeah. So now, basically, it's instead of Bill Nye having to be censored and cut, he's now the uncut, uncensored, unchained Bill Nye. That's he's been waiting to unleash for years.
Damn, that's dangerous.
Yeah,
he's a scary looking dude.
Bill Nye is a dangerous man.
He's in the gym pumping iron so he can get his muscles up.
He's Iron Bill Nye.
He's on roids so he can look intimidating.
Yeah, Iron Bill Nye. I wouldn't want to mess with him.
Like I said, kind of the sad thing is, whether you agree or disagree with Bill Nye, he'll win debates based on the fact he's Bill Nye.
Yep.
To like a lot of people that are only kind of casual about the stuff he's talking about. Like, I mean, that's how our society works. Like, excuse me. Like if I went up against Bill Nye, even if I was completely right, which I would be because I'm smarter than Bill Nye.
Yeah.
But if I went, and even if I was completely right, all he'd have to do is crack a few jokes, act like Bill Nye, and more people would side with him. Because we live in a society of celebrity
To be
worship.
honest, he does bring really great valid points. Like, he's a genius.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just, didn't I say a bit ago, it doesn't matter if you agree or disagree with him. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't listen to him. So I don't know. Like, I mean, I haven't watched his show since I was, like, a kid.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So yeah, he's coming through the door blasting on climate change this time. And next time he's probably going to talk about, like, Titanfall or something.
Titanfall is the best
This
game.
is why Titanfall isn't just Call of Duty with mechs.
Dang, Bill Nye. You're tagging on all fronts. He's going to come in on, like, art.
Yeah, he's coming in with, like...
He's coming
in... I think he's probably debating right now how Kurt Cobain didn't commit suicide. It was actually Courtney Love that killed him or something.
Yeah.
Because that theory has been floating around since his death. I actually mentioned Titanfall for a reason. But I don't know, did you want to keep talking about Bill Nye?
Well, I just imagine that he'll bring in this, like... Isn't Banksy that, like, graffiti artist? He'll bring in, like... some picture of some work Banksy did, and you'll be like, "This is still art," and you'll make a big debate, and then you'll just attack it all fronts. You'll eventually go into like food or something. I don't know.
Do people actually say that Banksy isn't art? Because he does pretty wonderful.
There's a lot of people I'm guessing that think graffiti that isn't.
Well, the people don't like graffiti in general. Well, not general. That was just a fucked up sentence. Let me start that again. There's a lot of people that just don't like graffiti. Because of, the genesis of it. It's basically like, we're going to draw stuff on your walls.
Yeah. And
a lot of people don't like that. Like, one of my ex-girlfriends, she hated graffiti because she was in a group where they actually went around town and cleaned up graffiti. I love graffiti. Like, graffiti is one of my favorite art forms, like in that term, but I only like it if it's good shit. Like the graffiti that's just like, for a good time, call 555-7923. That's not really...
I also don't like really vulgar stuff on like children's play stuff. Because they're just like, they're children.
Yeah, like I said, I like graffiti, but it's all about context.
Like
if it's just something like I said, I'm not into it. I'm not into just like fuck you.
Like there's at our playground for like the grade 2s and 3s, they have like swastikas and there's stuff that says like Nazis. I'm like, they're like 8.
Well, you gotta get them started young.
Yep, true.
That's what I did. Got my kids into Nazis.
That's what Hitler did.
Who's this Hitler guy that I keep hearing about?
Yeah, some dude.
Wasn't he a skateboarder?
Yeah.
Well, that was
world famous.
World famous.
Got kids early into skateboarding.
What a hero!
Led a movement. Took them to his shower. Wait, that just sounds weird.
Whoa. This just moved on to pedophilia and having showers with little boys and girls.
Just showing off, because he also wants like a shower business.
Like, God, we're trying to talk about Hitler. Show some respect.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't be accusing him of horrific things like pedophilia. He was a good man. You know what, though? This whole Hitler thing is so overdone. Like, and I was guilty of it in my earlier teen years on forums, because the first thing people go to even now is, what are you, a Nazi? When you're like saying something they don't like or whatever. It's like, oh, okay, Hitler. And I was guilty of that a little bit back in the day, but now I refuse. I did it as a joke a couple times, and it got under like administrators' skins and stuff like, oh, what are you, Hitler? But I wasn't really completely serious. But back in the day, it used to be like the clever comment. That and, hey kid, come back and talk to me when your balls drop.
Yeah.
Ugh. I'm glad we got out of those. Although when I see that nowadays on like a message board or on a site, I think, oh God.
Someone reliving the 90s.
We need to start like coming up with a new generic comment to bash authority. Like, it has to... Like, we have to leave Hitler out of the equation at this point.
We could call them Stalin.
We gotta come up with some...
Vladimir Putin.
Some obscure leader in history. That's what
Darth Vader.
We're gonna change the entire, like, dialect of the interwebs. On the podcast, we are gonna change everything.
We should.
We are. Like, that's what we're doing. This organic process is us changing the world right here.
We need to use some random famous person from history. So it should be like the dude who made the Ford company. We'll use him as an example, because then he just steal stuff. No, he made the... No, never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about.
You're saying we should go steal stuff? Because, I mean, if you are, I'm down. Let's do it.
Let's go steal some Ford cars. Trucks, vans. I don't know what the frig they make.
Let's get a scooter. I don't know.
It reminds me of, like, Rain Over Me. Like, we'll just ride everywhere in New York on a scooter.
See, I don't see a problem with our plans. I didn't want to talk about Titanfall, though, which is why I mentioned it a bit ago.
Yeah.
And because I had nothing more clever to say. I'm sick of seeing Titanfall on gaming websites the last, like, little while since, like, the beta started. It's been pretty horrific. You don't have to click the links, obviously, but the fact that all the news, like, is Titanfall, it's like they do it only because they know it's going to get views. Like, they're not reporting anything new. Like, there's nothing really that new you can report.
I feel like they totally overlooked the fact that a big Final Fantasy game came out. You know, it had some references to Final Fantasy VII, but yet no one really cares about that.
But the Titanfall beta is I think it's like 2 maps and limited customization.
Yeah.
So, like, outside of the fact that they were digging in the code and they found that there might be like 15 maps or whatever, there's not really anything you can report on. Like, they just keep reporting on every single thing. Like, they had videos of, like, the top 5 deaths or something, and one of them was just a dude sniping or something. It was like, we're reaching. Like, just let the game come out in March, and, like...
It seems awfully late to have a beta. I thought they always had betas, like, months before, but this is, like, a month before. This isn't even a month before. This is, like, the 20th.
No, it started... I think Titanfall's mid-March. Or maybe it's early. I don't know, I can't remember. I'm gonna get it.
10th.
Like, I ain't hating.
It's March 12th, isn't it?
I don't know. Like, I'm not hating on it because I'm gonna play it. Although, you know, I'm gonna be real. Because Be Real was real.
Ooh, I get that reference.
And so does Justin and anybody who heard Girls by Eminem. But, no, but I'm a little scared I'm not really going to like Titanfall. Like, I'm not getting involved in the beta because I'm not really an alpha and beta type of guy. But I am the alpha male. But I'm not really a beta guy. I just kind of like to play the game when it's done and it comes out. And I'm still going to buy Titanfall. I have every intention because I'm still excited. But I'm seeing some people be like, you know, they want to say it's not Call of Duty with mechs, but it kind of feels like Call of Duty with mechs. So I kind of wonder if I'm actually...
So it's essentially Halo 4. Because Halo 4 was Call of Duty with mechs.
No, it wasn't. Halo 4...
That's why I like the community drop, because they're all like,
Halo 4 doesn't feel like Call of Duty. It doesn't shoot like it. It's completely different.
But there's that was that whole reason why so many people left, because they're like, I don't really want to play Call of Duty with mechs.
Well, apparently every game is Call of Duty with mechs, but Titanfall was made by some of the people who made Call of Duty, so it's understandable that it's getting the.
What are there kill streaks in that game?
I don't know. I actually know very little about Titanfall because it's one of these games. I heard a little bit about it. I watched a little bit of it in action when they leaked footage from the alpha or whatever it was, and I thought, yeah, this game looks cool. And when I have that in my head, and some people will call me stupid for this, but when I have that thought in my head that a game looks cool, I'm gonna buy it anyway.
Yeah.
Like, so I just buy it. And some people think, well, that's dumb. Why don't you keep paying attention? Then maybe you'll change your mind and you won't want to play it.
Screw
but
that.
I come from the old days. Like, before the internet was popular, you had video game magazines, which were every month, and you had renting games. So I would go in and I would just rent a random game. I know that wasn't paying a full price for a game, but I was still just taking a chance. The fact that I saw a video of Titanfall in action, even though was an alpha at the time, the fact that I liked what I saw was more than enough for me to give it a shot. So,
Kind of hope it has kill streaks. Cause I'm like, I appear to be the only one on the internet that enjoys them. When I'm playing Modern Warfare, I get actually like, I feel like I'm actually fighting a battle when suddenly I'm like pinned down in a house and like an AC-130 is just tearing up the map. But apparently people are like, it's so crappy. I'm like, then go play Halo 3 or 2 or 1. If you can't handle feeling like an actual battle.
if you can't handle the heat, get out of that kitchen.
I mean,
I can't believe I just said that for the whole world to hear. That was so cheesy.
but like, I don't see the problem with kill streaks. I know people like, it just, I forget the reasons, but they just feel like it's cheap. And I'm like, does anyone actually ever get kill streak like kills? Because I never do.
I don't know. I don't mind kill streaks. I don't have anything against them. It just happens that the shooter I play the most doesn't have it. Killzone doesn't have kill streaks. But I mean, Killzone has things like flying sentry drones that you can spawn pretty much whenever you want. I mean, there's a cooldown period, but I mean, you can, but it's not really that long. And when you die, you get it back. So, like, it doesn't have kill streaks. But at the same time, you can drop a turret or drop a sentry drone or a shield or whatever. So it's sort of similar in ways. But like I don't care about kill streaks. I never get them. I only started getting kill streaks when I was playing Modern Warfare 3 because they changed it so you could have those support ones.
Yeah.
Like that was a great. As much as I don't like Call of Duty now, and I'm not one of these people who have hated it for a long time. I was playing Modern Warfare 3, and I would play it with friends, because I do like that they had split screen online. And I was playing it with friends, and then I started playing Killzone again, when Killzone 3 came out, and then I had a very hard time going back to COD. Yeah. Like, I couldn't do it. I started playing it again, I'm like, I can't deal with this anymore. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah. But yeah, Modern Warfare 3, when they added that support kill streak thing, I was like, sweet, now I can actually get some kill streaks.
Plus, I believe I had a support streak one time, and I think you can still actually call it like a Juggernaut and like an EMP. I just like them because I feel like it makes it more of a battle. Like, vehicles definitely do, but it's nice when you have like air cover, someone's like basically bombing the field. I don't really like the nuke that much, but how many people like can actually go 30 kills without dying in a row?
Yeah.
That's a legendary type thing.
It's pretty impressive. But I mean, if people don't like what Call of Duty offers, they are more than welcome to go find something else.
Like Killzone or Halo.
Because at this point, as overdone and oversaturated as first-person shooters are, which they are, because there was a time when we didn't have first-person shooters, but now that we can on console, I'm sticking with console right now. I know PC has been different, but we didn't have really good first-person shooters until like N64, GoldenEye stuff. PS1 didn't. It had some first-person shooters, but it was, I think, really when PS2 and stuff kicked Xbox. Then they started going, man, first-person shooter's awesome.
Battlefront 2.
And that continued throughout the last generation, but there is variety. As oversaturated as first-person shooters are, there is variety within the genre. There's all kinds of different shooters. Now, mind you, sometimes it feels like they're trying to rip off COD because it's popular. I wish something like Time Splitters would come back.
That's what they're saying about Halo having like essentially the kill streaks, even though.
Like the orders. That's what you're talking about.
And like the loadouts. Though I think the loadouts. Well, even though Reach, I thought the loadouts weren't as good because I didn't feel like there was much of a variety. I was hoping like you could get like a sniper in your class, but I understand why. It still kept the fact that Halo would have guns hidden around the map that you had defined. Yeah. Which I'm glad it had loadouts, because you don't know how many times playing Halo 3 you would get team killed because your little teammate would get all upset he couldn't have the sniper rifle, so he'll go up and like melee you to death until he can have it.
Oh, I know what you mean then by people shit talking it, saying they want, but it doesn't feel like Call of Duty though. Like the shooting and stuff is completely different.
Well, there's also vehicles, and the maps are different layouts. The maps are more open. There's a lot less like clustering corners. Since Call of Duty incorporates still more of a like going behind a wall and so you get behind someone, whereas Halo does have like stabbing, but generally like I think someone said like your dude's in like invincible suits. You're just gonna run out in front of people. People drive mechs. You don't really have to hide.
Time Splitters needs to.
Yeah, and that Perfect Dark thing where like there are 3 members left. if that would ever get finished, that'd be nice.
Let's move on to something that you apparently wanted to talk about. West African lions apparently are on the brink of extinction.
Yeah, look at
this. I gotta say one thing. This is such a random topic for podcast.
Yeah, but it's science. It's not even like it's this week in science. It's like 3 weeks ago reported in Science, but apparently this week offers nothing.
That was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Whatever. We're still talking about it, I guess.
Well, that's kind of sad because
this is what they've come closer to extinction in that time. Oh, I thought this was like recently reported. This is what happens when I get Jacob to come up with news.
I tried to find science, but apparently this week just had nothing. Like last week had more. Well, actually the Bill Nye thing took up a lot of it, but
we're bad with having current up to date news. Because I don't watch the news so much anymore. And unless something really big happens that people talk about, like we could talk Ukraine.
We could talk Syria, but I kind of pieced out last year, like midway through, because the politics of it just got more confusing. All these random countries getting involved, and how there's like certain countries fighting proxy wars, and I'm like, that kind of pieced out after like the Syrian like civil uprising.
I think we got to accept the fact that this podcast is mostly, well, obviously it's mostly a game podcast. We're talking about movies and books and shit with a little bit of news and science sprinkled in.
Oh yeah, here's some friggin' Stephen Harper went on Twitter today, or one of his representatives probably, and like Obama basically had a back and forth betting on each other's hockey and like curling teams for the Olympics, going like I think Stephen Harper's like, I will bet you, like, what's a Canadian beer brand?
What?
What's a Canadian beer brand? Like Coors or something?
Molson?
Yeah, like Molson or something. Like, I'll bet you a case of this, and then Brock says like the same like an American beer, that they'll win. I'm like, dang, they're betting beer on each other.
For real?
Yeah.
I think that's. I see a lot of things on the internet. Well, not a lot, but a bunch of like Obama things like that. Like Obama says that he'll do this if he like comes off as a pretty relatable guy.
He was a weed smoker. who's getting that ganj?
Like I'm not right down with Obama's politics or anything, but I remember when he first came in, and he's kind of a rock star.
And he kind of brought hope back. That was his whole campaign.
Well, people criticized him a lot, and they probably still do, although I don't pay attention to it, about being like a rock star. But I think it's kind of neat when you get a president.
He feels down to earth.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to hang out with Clinton or Bush.
You wouldn't want to hang out with Clinton? You'd have a good time with Clinton.
I feel like with Barack Obama...
Clinton was a bit of a rock star.
True, but like with Barack Obama, I feel like he'd be like, you want to go watch Star Wars? Or he'd be like, yo, you want to go play some basketball? He's like, I feel like he owns a team. Does he own a team?
No, he doesn't own a team.
I feel like he has the money to just go out and buy a team.
You feel like he does? You know he does. Yeah. I don't know if you realize this, but he's the president of the United States.
Yeah, he'd be like, yo, you want to go to a WWE event and wrestle with them? I can get you in. Wait, but then again, they'd be like, wait, I lost to a court battle with them, so maybe let's not tread on their turf. Essentially,
But was it when Obama was in?
well, I guess it
No.
was technically Bush.
Yeah.
But he's like, I better not tread in that territory. I wouldn't want to
I
lose.
better not fuck with WWE. They beat the government.
They're their own country now. They're a country within a country.
That'd be a badass country.
Their military is just their wrestlers. Hulk Hogan needs to be at the front of them because Hulk
Because
Hogan.
he's America.
Yeah, he's a real American.
No sing, I'll listen. We'll all listen.
I only know that part. Because
Fight for the rights of every man.
I often quote that to people when there's like a debate about America. I'm like, we're forgetting like the true leader of the United States.
Yeah.
I'm like
the Hulkster.
When America goes to like a full out like war, like if they attack Canada, you'll just like there'll be footage of the borders and Hulk Hogan will be jumping a barricade.
He'll be dropping the leg on people.
He'll be like, there'll be men behind him. He'll have wrestlers behind him. He'll have like the ghosts of all his dead wrestling friends behind him. Essentially,
yeah, that was deep.
They'll be like the blue ghosts from Star Wars. They'll be in robes because they're Jedi now.
It's like Macho Man and like Mr. Perfect and Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
And that guy that just died yesterday.
Viscera died, right. Yeah, rest in peace, Mabel / Viscera /
was he Big Daddy something?
Yeah. He was never like a favorite of mine, but I mean, he was entertaining. Yeah. I hate this. Wrestlers die so young. Like, I mean, I know it was a heart attack, but I mean, it's not really a surprise that he died from a heart attack, but it just sucks. Another fallen wrestler. They die all the time. But yeah.
Owen Hart will be there.
Oh yeah, how did I forget Owen? And British Bulldog. And I don't know who else.
Yeah, just because, even though he's not dead, he'll be on the lines with them. CM Punk will be there. He was missing in action, but
hey guys, this is what I was actually doing all the time. And by the way, the storyline isn't a work. I actually quit. Oh, thanks, CM Punk, for finally clarifying.
Wrestlers aren't. Wait, what was it? Wrestlers never die. They're just missing in action. Dang, that just cuts deep.
Dang, you're breaking out them feels, man.
I didn't mean to. They'll just be marching through Canada, just like a leg dropping like a moose. And
you know what we should do?
What?
We should write a fanfic. That's what we should do.
We should. Then we'll put it on my channel.
What's your channel again?
www.youtube.com/men-in-clogs. Remember, capital M, capital C, clogs. And men. That's where the M goes.
Jacob likes men.
Yeah.
Gay joke on the podcast.
Only when they're in clogs, though.
I just like men all the time.
Yeah. Funny
Speaking
story,
of like, okay, go ahead.
We talk about clogs. In my English class, there's like a French class and an English class. They're divided by this like removable wall type thing. And the French class, whenever we're trying to have a discussion, I think they're doing like clog dancing. So we're just sitting there, and you start to hear someone like clog dancing, and it's like, and it just happens that they'll like wait until we're actually like quieter and into a conversation. Then they start. Yeah.
Really?
Clog dancers beside us.
You know what? Speaking of gay men, oh yeah, I'm going back to it. So what about the Chief in Rust? To those listening who may not know who the Chief is, the other day I was looking at Destructoid, and they had posted a link like something like more players should be like this guy. And here's the shitty thing, like if I have a day off from work and I'm sitting there doing my thing. If I see that someone posted a funny Rust video, the next couple hours of my day consists of me trying to find more funny Rust videos. But so I watched this All Hail to the Chief or whatever, that Golden Gloves TV or whatever the dude's name is, their channel name is. And I watch it, and this is like the funniest guy that I've ever seen. He's legit clever. He makes some immature jokes too, but But the fact he's got wit for days, like the shit that he comes up with off the top of his head is brilliant. Like people don't acknowledge it as much, but realize it even that kind of stuff, that kind of humor to meet a stranger online and be that funny. That's a wit that I don't have. Like, I'm not that clever to come up with, off the top of my head, with, like, just the funny shit that this guy does. But yeah, you got anything you want to say about the Chiefs?
I just love him. I rewatched one of the videos because he's so great.
I watched the first video 4 or 5 times, and I still laugh. Like, I lose it. But yeah, I strongly urge anybody who wants to watch a funny Rust video to seek out the Chief.
I honestly would love to run into him. I just think he should play at like most popular games. Like I can imagine like a Halo 4 battle, everyone's fighting, and this dude just strolls over and just talks to me.
He's like, "I'm coming to save you, my love." Well, he plays serious too, though.
Yeah, I saw one of the videos, and I'm like, it's so weird to hear him be all serious.
Yeah, he's like, "We got to go collect some wood and stuff like that." Because, but I mean, to be fair, the funniest videos, like those Golden Gloves ones, where he meets the Chief, they are edited.
Yeah.
So, like, he cuts out all the boring stuff with the Chief and only keeps the good, like, the funny stuff in.
I'm guessing, basically, besides being funny, he must go around and help people, basically.
I think he's probably one of these guys, and this is how I'm going to play Rust when I finally play it. Like, give it a solid go to play seriously and try to get far.
Yeah.
But then once you die, you don't want to restart and do the same thing. So when you die, do something a little different next life. Become a tour guide, like the Chief was. Tell people about the hangar and the historic house where George R. Martin, the Game of Thrones motherfucker. Yeah.
So like GTA, even though I'm probably one of those guys people should hate, because I
hate you.
I still get annoyed, like, when, like, you're just trying to do something and dude just come up and, like, completely ruin something that everyone's having fun with. So everyone's just kind of doing something, like, some random thing, and they're just all having fun, and one dude rolls up and just blows it up, and, like, wow. Thanks, man, but if I see a guy rolling around in a nice car, I'm like, you know what? I also have a fast car, too, so I'll go up and see what he's doing, and the minute I see that he either pulls out a gun or comes around, I'm like, alright, I knew this was going to happen, and I'll just probably fight him. But when I see a guy randomly standing there, I'll just kind of go up slowly and just honk, and I'll be like, and about 8 out of like the 9 times the person would get in and we'll just like cruise around. But occasionally, like, me and my friends are like, we were just going around in boats. There's these dudes with jets, and it was kind of crazy because they're just flying around. And they're like shooting each other, and I'm pretty sure they're getting ready to take one of us out. So we hide under a bridge, and when he goes away, we go up to this dude that's just standing there, and we're just sitting there hoping like he's either going to get in or just acknowledge that these 3 boats just rolled up, just staring at him. And instead of just sitting there, my friend just pulls out an AK, just kills him, and as soon as he responds, he targets me and kills me, so we get out of there. And then he tries chasing us in a car. Even though we're in boats. But yeah, well, I try to be cool and like just like hang out with people. Like I actually have a bunch of like people added on Xbox just because I'll go joyriding. Like I actually had a back and forth like me and this dude honking at each other until like we're all cool. Like originally he was trying to kill us all, but then I see him and he stopped. He has like the same car, so we're just honking at each other. And then he goes for some reason and gets the same paint job, and we're just rolling around with the same cars, and we end up just flying with like a cargo helicopter and a bunch of like dump trucks around.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to be that cool guy. I try to be like the Chief.
Well, the thing with like Rust, I know I'll play some of my lives as a guy who viciously murders and griefs people.
Yeah.
But then some of my lives will be more understanding because, I mean, it's those types of games, DayZ, Rust, and even Grand Theft Auto to a certain point. It's kind of telling about human nature, but then it kind of isn't because you know it's a game, so you can just fuck around.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it does kind of tell you a bunch about people. Like, if they're walking around being all nice and helping. I don't know. It's an interesting social aspect to it. Like, there's just good videos of people being douchebags, of people being nice, people being funny. But it's gonna be like I said earlier, I'm not really an alpha person, so I haven't actually played it. But I know it's gonna be simultaneously an amazing, fun game and really frustrating.
Yeah.
Because there's gonna be those lives where you just get capped. Like, hey, it's like, hey, are you cool? And then you just get shot in the face.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be those lives. And I mean, and I'll probably do that to some people. I don't know. But
talking about griefing, I never usually play the griefer in like Minecraft. I usually just go on and be friendly. Sometimes like if it's a faction based thing where you're like in teams and you're supposed to build up and take out other teams, sometimes I'll purposely edge on a team. Or I'll like enter their team, steal everything and leave. Which I don't know why people still for some reason allow that. Because they're stupid. But like there's this one server that randomly me and like my friend are on, and I decided I didn't really like the admin because he just seemed really mean, and the server kind of sucked. So I started just trying to message people like, let's overthrow the the lead admin. People they're going like, okay, you should check the chat. This Jake the Weird guy is trying to overthrow you, and everyone's getting annoyed, and they're like posting all over the forum about what I was doing, and they're like trying to find proof that it was me. And then I'm like, and then I start like griefing stuff, and I put like things that say anarchy because I was trying to overthrow the government, and I completely, or not completely, but there was this like this was actually when the Old Republic was coming out, so there's that like line that like for 300 years we waited and we grew stronger, and I edited that to fit me and my friend like attacking the server. And then at one time I burned down a whole hotel because none of the server has protection on any of their stuff. I don't know why. They're just too stupid to do it.
So this is your real life we're talking about, right?
So then I start changing signs. So like anarchy has come, and they're getting all like some of them were like, oh, holy crap, he's like doing this, and all over the forum they're trying to like they're talking about me like I had to use my. I forget how. I think I was getting because they IP banned me from the forum at one point. So my friend's like. On the forum, and like, dude, it's erupting because of you, and I'm like, this is exactly what I wanted, and like even a long time later, they're sending like emails out like, we finally got rid of this guy who's been like destroying and disrupting us, trying to take down like the forum and stuff, and like a few days later, or a few days ago, like 2 years after, I see this email that they sent out saying what I had said, and I was tempted to reply back, we're coming. So I go back on the server again the other day, and I'm since we're at a different place now, I'm not IP banned, and I'm like, oh, I could just start it all over. So I go to a random house and I change a bunch. I like change a few signs to like stuff. I rewrote the quote on the sign. I'm just waiting for them to find it. That was like the best time ever. Yeah. I brought a server to its knees.
You were definitely my brother.
Yep.
Yeah.
I generally don't grief or like try to annoy servers. Generally, like I've wanted some to become admins just because I want to help. But that one, I'm like, you know what? I hate this admin. Let's just try to annoy him.
I've hated my fair share of admins for things in my life. Trust me, I definitely can understand where you were, where you're going with that.
Yep.
So, have you seen the trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, I don't know if it looks good. I don't exactly... It's a Marvel movie, right?
Yeah.
I don't know where it fits into their, encyclopedia of characters.
Yeah, a while back, I had read a little bit about Guardians of the Galaxy, because I didn't know, they seemed like a big deal, but I never, they weren't incredibly mainstream. It's not like they're Iron Man and shit, so people know them. I forgot whatever I've read about them, so I knew there was a raccoon, and that's pretty much all I remember.
But they're essentially the Justice League.
But, I gotta say, even though, and Marvel people will hate me for it, but and you, because you don't know anything either. But
I read the encyclopedia one.
I think the movie looks like it'll be a good time though. Like I think it'll be a funny.
Oh yeah, I remember the raccoon with like the gun and stuff.
Yeah, like I think it'll be a good movie, and I just bring it up because, you know, obviously it was a big trailer and whatnot, and I thought I wanted to see what you would say about it.
It'd probably be good. I don't know if I like it as much because I really still trying to figure out who they are. Because I know a lot because I read the encyclopedia, and there were a lot of like Marvel characters. And it was like I just don't know who these people are. I don't know if they're like would be mentioned as a part of the Marvel universe, or they're kind of separate and not really mentioned. Kind of like how Watchmen aren't technically in the universe. Some people include them, some people don't. That kind of thing.
Well, Watchmen was on an imprint. Like, they were on Vertigo.
Yeah.
They weren't really, like, owned by DC, but not well, I guess technically published by... You know what I mean.
Like, I see some people say... They're kind of... Because, you know, they kind of are, but they're kind of like an alternate DC universe. Because, you know, the whole Batman thing in the beginning. Then we talk about that.
What?
That whole,
Batman?
No, the spoiler of the fact that if you watch the intro to Watchmen, there's...
Are we seriously giving spoiler tags to a movie that came out like
2009, I think?
Yeah, like 4 or 5 years ago. I think we don't have to spoiler that.
Basically, there's like a scene where there's like a robbery or something. And if you look in the background, there's Batman posters, and there's something that talks about like the Gotham News.
Yeah.
But actually, if you look closely, like I'm pretty sure there's a child that looks like Bruce Wayne as a child, but then there's his parents, and right before someone shoots them, I think one of the Minutemen is punching him. So dang, it's like an alternate universe where there's no Batman.
Yeah, but I think that was just for people to fanboy out a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a nice little touch that Snyder put in his movie to make people go, "Oh my God, look who it is." That was a good movie, though. I don't think the movie gets enough love. Probably because the comic is so widely regarded as one of the greatest comics and even books of all time.
I don't really see how the movie is even close to bad. Like there were usually things like that changed a lot, but there were a lot they kept really close to it.
The only thing that kind of sucked was changing the ending.
Yeah, like they did.
But at the same time, I understand why they didn't want to have like a giant squid.
Yeah.
But with that said, you know, it was a comic book movie. You still could have got away with a giant squid. But whatever. Like, I really liked the movie. Like, I loved it. I went to see it opening night because my friends at the time, they were like, we gotta go... Well, my one friend was like, we gotta go see it opening night. And I don't like going to see movies opening night. Well, not when they're like super... I know they're going to be super popular. But I went, and I was like... It probably would have been either my favorite movie of the year or top 5. I don't know what else came out that year, so it's hard for me to tell. But, I mean, I liked it enough that I got the DVD and I saw it in theater, and, you know, like, Watchmen was good shit.
You know, it also doesn't get as much love as it should the comics, like the before Watchmen comics.
I've never read the before.
They're really well done. People are like, they're so crap. I'm like, nah, they're really good. People are just too dumb. Yeah.
People are too dumb. If you don't agree with Jacob, then you are just too dumb.
I think they're saying like it wasn't what they expected. I'm like, it's exactly what I expected. I read the Dr. Manhattan one. I'm like, he's naked on Mars, thinking about all the things he lost. I'm like, what do you expect him to do?
I was naked on Mars once.
Yeah, I know. Dr. Manhattan's based upon you. Actually, the whole Watchmen crew are based upon you. Even Silk Spectre.
Yeah, exactly. I was the chicks. I was the men.
You're a blue chick.
I was the yellow smiley face.
Yeah.
I was the blood. I can't remember.
You were the whole city.
I was the squid. I was the city.
Weren't you the black kid like reading the comic?
Yeah, I told you earlier I have personality disorder, so I was all those things at once.
You were the shopkeeper. You were like the tiger thing that Ozzy Dias had.
That's still one of the most badass lines, him at the end there. I don't know how many minutes it was, but when he's just like, I already did it 20 minutes ago or whatever. That is like the most badass like badass villain moment ever.
I think that then it's top of like he just like shocks Dr. Manhattan. He's like, oh, I took care of him, and then you look up at the giant Dr. Manhattan. It's like, no. See, Dr. Manhattan's like one of the greatest characters just because you think you've killed him, and then he just turns giant and he doesn't give a crap, and he's still naked. I think.
He's got to be naked. That's how I know him. That's how I like him. I like him naked.
Yeah, because you walk around, you paint yourself blue and walk around naked.
I was born blue. I'm blue dabba dee dabba da. I'm blue. You know, I think somebody covered that song. I've been hearing it lately. Cover of song Blue. You know what song I'm talking about, right? Yeah. I think somebody covered that.
The one by like Eiffel.
Yeah, Eiffel, whatever it was. I haven't heard that song in a long time, but I kept hearing like, I don't know. I'm kind of just out of touch on popular music because I'm so anti-mainstream. That's why I play games like Titanfall. Actually, I don't even yet, but that's why I'm gonna, because I am anti-mainstream.
Now you play it now because they gave you exclusive copy that's already finished.
Well, when you work at a blog that is as famous as mine, you get pretty much exclusive everything.
Yep. You already have your Xbox One and Halo 5 ready.
People want to complain that Nintendo's not making a new Earthbound, but I've already beaten the new Earthbound that they haven't even announced yet.
Yeah? You figure I've already beaten the next like 6 Zelda games. You've played Smash Bros. You've beaten like all the Pokemon.
Yeah, newsflash, I beat the next Metroid too.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
Metal Gear Solid 5 and 6.
Haters don't hate.
You even have the next console by Nintendo that comes after the Wii U. Like,
no, but if you listen to the internet, then Nintendo shouldn't make a new console. They should just die and become Sega.
I don't know. I think I'd rather Sega take them over, like I said last week, than Microsoft or Xbox. So then Sega will pull it from the other consoles, and they'll have like a Sega. So they'll have a Nintendo Ultimate Company.
If Nintendo goes software only, I could see them aligning with Sony over Microsoft because they're both Japanese. Sony appears to have a little more respect for Nintendo than Microsoft does.
I would then be like, Nintendo, you didn't side with the ones that are Perfect Dark. You didn't side with the real ones. I'm sorry.
Sorry for siding with your countrymen.
I would rise against Nintendo then.
No,
I would be like, Sega, come follow me, and then we'd go with Microsoft and where Perfect Dark is.
If you rise against Nintendo, I'd have to.
Is it sad that it's only because Xbox that got the part of Perfect Dark?
Yeah, but Perfect Dark was on N64
That's like my decision.
originally.
Everything people like go buy a PS3. I'm like, when it comes out with Perfect Dark, I'll buy a PS3.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
But see, that's why I don't need it. It doesn't have the only real game.
There's been only one game ever released, and it was Perfect Dark. Every other game.
That's the only game I've ever played. That's all I have my 360 for. So I can play Perfect Dark.
Dang, that got serious. So.
What's this Halo you speak of? Some kind of mod for Perfect Dark.
Everything's a mod.
Call of Duty just sent a new level.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Perfect Dark to make new levels since it came out.
Perfect Dark could have been really fantastic had it came out nowadays. I know that there's Perfect Dark Zero, which, you know, for a long time I thought it was just an underrated game, but it turns out that the critic reviews and stuff of it were actually really good. Like, critics, from what I could see, apparently really liked Perfect Dark Zero, but you never hear anyone talk about it. I like it. I dug it.
Like, I'm guessing the online community for that game died years ago.
Oh, it did. I was playing a lot with one of my friends. He would come over and we'd always play the multiplayer. We'd set up some bots and whatnot. But then I got Xbox Live Gold for a little bit. And I was like, dude, we can try playing this online. And by the time we got to the internet, like, for Perfect Dark, there was like nobody playing. So we pretty much just played with bots. It's a shame because Perfect Dark Zero had some really good maps.
Yep.
And I know I said Perfect Dark could have been a good game if it was released today. I didn't mean that it wasn't then. Yeah. Because it was fantastic.
Like
it's
that new
top
one
10 shooter for me of all
that
time.
would have came out. That would have kind of been like, I think they said it would have been like Mirror's Edge or something. Because there's that little bit of scene they showed where like a mech was about to like crash through a wall. And I'm like, dang, Joanna Dark's going so awesome.
She's sexy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so to avoid having Dead Space, was there anything off the top of your
I
head
would
you
like
wanted?
Dead Space. Looks like a good game.
Dang, I own the first one unless I sold it because I got it cheap, but I never actually played it. But yeah, was there anything you wanted to discuss before we kind of peace out on this? Because we're at about an hour.
What you been playing? Oh, we already did that.
Where were you for the first part of the conversation? I've been playing Bravely Default, and I wish I was playing EDF.
Oh.
I also got Strider, like the new Strider, but I haven't played it. I still need to play like what's it called, like Nidhogg or whatever the one. Nidhogg, yeah. I still need to play Nidhogg. I've had that since like last month or when it came out, and I haven't played it. But yeah, was there anything you wanted to throw down on before we say goodbye for another week?
No, I'm ready to say goodbye.
You ready?
I hate you all.
You ready to say goodbye? You ready to leave?
I'm turning my head to the fan. No wait, turning my back to the fans.
What fans?
Like all three of them.
We don't have any. Well, thank you for listening to On the Podcast. Jacob is so quick, like
I'm not even gonna say I love you this time.
he doesn't even have any desire to stick around. He's just pretty much an in and out, quick and dirty type of guy. It's just like, all right, I did my talk and I made you
That's what I am
listen.
with the
Bye.
ladies. I'm expecting what ladies?
What ladies?
Dang, that cuts deep.
So I guess we'll be heading out now.
Word. Have fun.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of On the Podcast, the only podcast that sucks.
There's some pretty bad ones out there.
Yeah, don't listen to much. We need to get sponsors, so we can do advertisements. But yeah,
I can sponsor you.
Oh, this just in. To close this show, we have a new sponsor. Are you feeling tired? Listen to Jacob talk, because he will put you to sleep faster than any pills can. Plus, it's free.
Men in Clogs.
So check out Jacob and his YouTube channel, Men in Clogs, for all your sleeping needs.
Yeah.
Bye.
See ya.
Being able to rent games. We were there, the older brother, of course, when he was home that one time. Like, we need a game to play. So we're just looking, and it's so hard to find split screen games nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, they exist, but like with the internet and all that shit, it's much harder to find split screen. But we found this game, Earth Defense Force 2017, which is funny to me because that game's gonna happen in like 3 years.
Yep.
So
I'm terrified.
In 3 years, get ready to blast some eggs.
Well, at least the Europe. Actually, I don't even know what countries are involved in 2017, but I remember I think in the Europe one, Europe was involved. Actually, the U.S. was involved in 2017 at one point, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
I think one of the teams you played. So basically, we're gonna have to rely on the U.S., Japan, and Europe, or like Britain, to save us from like giant bugs and robots.
Well, I trust Japan to protect us from giant.
They already have
monsters
mechs,
and
and the U.S. has nukes.
They've been dealing with Godzilla for years.
So we got Godzilla and mechs. We got the U.S. with nukes, and then Britain's gonna come in with like decommissioned ships.
Bad breath, and terrible teeth.
The ants and the spiders will be grossed out by them.
Yeah. So my first memory, I pick up this game. It's just a random game. It looks kind of stupid. Turn it on, start the game, pick a rocket launcher, shoot a rocket. The buildings collapse, and I'm like, huh. And it was from that moment on that I was in love with this series.
One of my favorite moments I remember was when I unlocked basically most of the weapons, and I get this I think, missile launcher that just shoots the actual laser that I believe the robot's shooting. It has limited ammo and has a really slow, like, cooldown time. So I'm like, wonder what this does. It just fires this giant laser. I'm like, holy crap. I just take out a bunch of buildings. And I'm like, now there's this giant robot in front of me and I can't do anything to it.
Yeah, it was quite an experience. Now in this new one, they added a couple more classes. There's one that actually apparently can drop or call in airstrikes, and then there's another. He's kind of like a better version of I call him the tank in Insect Armageddon. I can't remember what his official name was. He was just a really slow guy with lots of firepower. But now apparently he can have like 2 Gatling guns, and I think he's the one that has like the big giant swords and stuff. I'm like, I gotta quote our older brother when I like posted a link on his Facebook talking about the classes, and he goes, successfully filled in more time by playing the theme song twice, which means it's double the awesome. You are back to listen to us talk about, well, stuff.
Everything.
So we always kind of started off with a couple questions. We usually ask Jacob what's been going on in his life.
Age, sex, location.
Age, sex, location. Man, I gotta tell you though, like, yesterday, me and my buddy, Tyler, but he never listens to this podcast. Yes, it's actually just me. It's not another guy named Tyler. I just have a personality disorder like in Killer 7. But, yeah, we were sitting around and we were kind of reliving old memories, old websites and stuff that we went to or were part of, and I miss those days. I miss those nerdy internet days.
When you were in high school.
Yeah. You reminded me of that with the age, sex, location, because that was always the first thing you asked people on the internet. But, yeah. So
I still do.
Yeah. So, what's up?
Well, currently I'm playing with some G.I. Joes, but...
Yeah, but that's every day.
Long term, I've been doing good.
Yeah,
So what have I been doing well? I've been doing some drawing, drawing people, I had to get a book photocopied, like certain pages, because since the school can't allow a teacher to sit, like, you know how art books, generally almost all of them that feature models, for some reason they don't have clothed models and there's always nude models in it to draw?
Yeah, that's the only reason I like art.
None of these books can be lended out to me, so he has to photocopy, like, the pages I wanted, like facial stuff.
You only wanted the nude stuff.
Yeah. So that's why I asked him to get me. Besides that, I ordered some more games.
What games?
I don't know if we talked about the games or no. I don't think we did. Did we talk about the games?
I don't remember 5 minutes ago, let alone last week.
Because like whenever we ordered Catherine, Dragon Age 2, and then Sonic Riders, and on top of that, I myself bought Assassin's Creed 3, and then I ordered Halo Reach. And then I finally got my rocks, so anytime now I can do videos on www.youtube.com/menandclogs.
You know, you reminded me of something. I actually need to shout out Gabe for the theme song. I meant to do that right after the theme song, but then we started talking. I'll let you get back to your life in a second. I just gotta shout out to my sponsors right quick. So, if you like that theme song that you listened to twice in this podcast, why don't you follow Gabe? Hey Jacob, do you know what time it is? That's when you answered, Jacob. No. Do you know what time it is?
Probably 6:20 right now.
It's 6:33 on a Thursday, even though this airs on Friday. But no, it is time.
Wait, don't you mean it's a 6:30 on a Friday?
Yes, because this is live and uncut to you every Friday. We're live, and what time is it? It's time for
me to get a watch.
It's clobbering time. It's all kinds of times everywhere, depending on who you ask. But in this current situation, it is time for On the Podcast, episode 3.
Totally uncut, uncensored,
coming at you in your face,
just unleashed,
up your butt, in your eye, in your ear. We come at you from all directions, kind of like a gangbang.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, hey, Sup? Welcome to On the Podcast. I am Tyler. That's me. I'm Tyler. And I'm mobbing with the guy. Man, you were the most, like,
I was
you were
that
never
whole time
on the ball.
to just be like, I'm also Tyler. And I'm also balling with Tyler.
Mobbing.
Nah, I'm balling with Tyler.
Like, you're never on the ball for anything.
Nah. Yeah.
So yeah, you listen to our weekly podcast. So without further ado, let's kick it to the theme song, and then we'll be back in 30 seconds.
See ya.
And let's kick it again. And now that we have it's a weekly thing where I ask you what you're playing. So even if it's the same thing, like I've pretty much been playing Bravely Default, and that's it. With that said, Donkey Kong Country comes out tomorrow, so by next week I will have played that. And the saddest news of the week for me is that apparently Earth Defense Force is out, unless a Wikipedia page...
Yeah, I do believe... Well, actually,
I thought it came out next week, but maybe it's already out. Well, anyway, when it comes out isn't really important. What's important is the fact that this is literally one of my most anticipated games of the year, and
series.
I can't play it now, because I'm going to play with our older brother, but because it's only on old, last gen... We don't currently have a means to play it because, my PlayStation broke a while back, and he sent his PlayStation to our other brother, who his PlayStation broke. So now our older brother doesn't have a PlayStation 3 anymore. If you're following this, good for you, because I think I may have just confused Jacob.
Yeah,
but we're having issues. So
I have a 360, but I don't have the money to buy it.
We ain't gonna. I don't know when Earth Defense Force 2025 will be played by myself, but it's gonna be. It's only a matter of time. It sucks knowing that the game's out there, or is coming out, depending. I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, all those freaking bugs to destroy.
There's ants and robot ants and spiders and robot spiders.
Weren't there robots called They for some reason they had a weird English name, not like British English, but just something like you name your child in North America, and they're like Toms or something, and I was like, well, not like the shoes, but I was like, why are they that name? But it's crazy. That was 2017 was a crazy game. I remember one level I think I was playing. I put it on a harder difficulty, and I'm just sitting in the middle of the city, and a bunch of buildings start falling, and I notice all the robots are kind of in a ring, slowly coming towards me, and they're extremely slow, but they pack a huge punch, and I'm like, I don't have enough time to push them back, so I'm like, well, I'm just awaiting my doom now.
Let's just make this let's just change the name to On the Earth Defense Force podcast, and every week we will just discuss Earth Defense Force. Since we're talking about memorable moments, let me throw out my first experience with it. At Blockbuster, rest in peace, actually, who made the theme song, on Twitter at Dungeon Studio NY, or go to his SoundCloud, which is www.soundcloud.com/Gabriel-Vinyls, that's VINYLZ, Or like his Facebook page, www.facebook.com/thedungeonstudio. He makes bitchin' music for reasonable prices. Plus he has a kid and he's poor. So go give him money. Shower him with riches. Alright, now that that's over with. Alright.
You can also donate to me.
You can also donate to really either of us. We wouldn't complain. I mean, you can donate to Jacob. I'm just going to beat him up and take his money anyway. So
What
really,
if digital money? You can't really take it then.
I'll take it. I'll hack your account.
Oh.
I'm in your computer hacking it and stuff.
Oh.
So
Right.
yeah. So anything else been going on in your?
Well, no, not really. Just getting some games, getting ready to record. I would be recording soon, but they failed to tell me that the Roxy didn't come with the right cables, and then I didn't really have the money to get more. And apparently, no one in our town really sells component cables. Apparently, well, then I guess since they're not like 1080i, I think, and HDMI's came out. There's really no point to them. Kind of obsolete. Yeah.
You're having a rough go with things.
Yeah.
Dem feels.
Yeah.
Well, enough about you. Let's talk about me. What am I doing? Well, I'm not really doing much of anything. Actually, been kind of giving game design / programming or whatever a serious pondering. I don't know if did we talk about me ordering a computer last week?
I don't think.
Well, I financed a computer. But yeah, that should be here by like March 3rd or something. Or close to there. But besides that, I've just been doing the same stuff I do every week, which is pretty much absolutely nothing. Going to work, hearing Skrillex play at work, which is funny because the store is pretty much populated mostly by old people. Like the customers, so you get to hear Skrillex. But we talked about that before, I think, on the first one, so I won't. So I guess without further ado, let's get into the what you're playing, because I always like to check in on you to see what you've been playing.
Because I really haven't been playing anything. I occasionally, when I'm not doing a bit of art, I've been playing a bit of GTA. But like I said, I bought a bunch of games, so I'll soon be playing.
Yeah, well,